My name is Laura Bennett. I am 38 years old, though sometimes, when I look in the mirror, I still see the 25-year-old version of myself, the girl who laughed too easily, who believed that life would unfold in a straight line. My blonde hair falls just past my shoulders, and my blue eyes are often hidden behind glasses when I'm working. Some people call me pretty. I've never thought too much about it. I am a professor of economics at a well-known university in Chicago. My job is demanding, but I love it. Teaching young, energetic students keeps me sharp. They are full of ideas, ambition, and noise. My life outside of work is quiet, too quiet sometimes. I go home to my apartment, make a simple dinner, read, and go to bed early. I have a few close friends, but I'm not dating anyone. Being single at my age isn't unusual, but it can feel lonely. My friends are married, with children and family gatherings. I, on the other hand, have silence waiting for me when I close my apartment door at night. This semester, everything seemed normal, until Ethan Carter walked into my classroom. Ethan was only 19. He had dark brown hair, a quick smile, and eyes that seemed to notice everything. He always sat near the front, his notebook open, pen in hand. He was a bright student. He understood economics faster than most. His questions were thoughtful, and he challenged me in ways I appreciated. But soon I noticed something else. His eyes didn't just look at the board. They lingered on me. When I turned to write, I could feel his gaze following me. It wasn't the usual respect or admiration students sometimes showed. It was different, more personal, more intense. After class, while other students hurried out, Ethan often stayed behind. He would ask me questions about the lecture, but then he'd slip in something else. "Professor Bennett," he said one afternoon, smiling warmly, "your lecture today was brilliant. You explained things so clearly, it was the kind of compliment students sometimes gave, but the way his eyes lingered made it feel different." Another time, as students filed out, he stayed behind and said quietly, "You look really nice today. That color suits you." I felt my cheeks burn. It had been years since anyone noticed something so small about me, let alone said it out loud. But he was my student. I reminded myself over and over, "Laura, be careful. This isn't right." I tried to put up walls. When he spoke about anything outside of class, I steered the conversation back. "Ethan," I said firmly once, "we need to keep our talks about economics. Nothing else." He nodded, but the smile never quite left his face. Despite my attempts, I couldn't ignore how his words made me feel. It was foolish, but a small, hidden part of me enjoyed the attention. My personal life was a desert of silence, and Ethan's small compliments felt like drops of water. Still, I told myself, you are his professor. He is 19. You cannot cross this line. The semester dragged on. I grew tired, more than usual. By December, I needed a break desperately. The long hours of teaching, grading, and research had worn me down. I wanted to escape. Somewhere far from the city. Somewhere warm. One night, I searched online and found a beautiful island in the Caribbean. White beaches, turquoise water, and the promise of peace. I booked the trip instantly. When the day came, I boarded the plane with relief in my chest. I promised myself, no students, no research, no rules, just sun, sea, and rest. On my second evening, I sat at a beachside bar, sipping a cool drink, the ocean's quiet rhythm in the background. For the first time in months, I felt calm. The air was warm, the sky painted with pink and orange. Then I heard it. Professor Bennett? I turned startled. My glass nearly slipped from my hand. Standing there, grinning, was Ethan Carter. Ethan? My voice came out too sharp. What are you doing here? He laughed. Vacation with some friends. And you? This is crazy. What are the odds? His friends lingered a few steps away, curious. He stepped closer. Can I buy you a drink? For a moment, I hesitated. But then I thought, we weren't in Chicago. We weren't in a classroom. We were two people who happened to meet on the same island. Just one drink couldn't hurt. All right, I said quietly. He returned with 2 glasses, and soon we were talking. At first it was small things, favorite movies, books, the music playing in the background. Then it deepened, dreams, families, regrets. His laugh was infectious, and I found myself smiling, even laughing. I felt lighter than I had in years. 1 drink turned into 3. The bar began to close, and he suggested we walk on the beach. I agreed. The moon was large and silver, casting a glow over the water. The sand was cool under my feet. We walked in silence at first, the waves soft against the shore. Then Ethan stopped. You're different here, Laura, he said softly. Not the serious professor. You're relaxed. And you're beautiful. My heart stuttered. My rational mind screamed at me, this is wrong. He's your student. But my body betrayed me. His hand brushed mine, warm and steady. When he leaned closer, I didn't pull away. His lips touched mine, and I kissed him back. That night, we walked together to his hotel. In his room, messy, full of sneakers and open suitcases, we kissed again and again. We spent the night together. It was reckless. It was foolish. But in those hours, I wasn't Professor Bennett. I was just Laura, a woman who had been lonely for too long. The next morning, sunlight poured through thin curtains. I woke up tangled in hotel sheets, guilt already heavy in my chest. Ethan stirred beside me, smiling. Good morning, he said softly. I managed a smile, but my heart raced. Ethan, last night, it can't happen again. Not back at college. He studied me, then nodded slowly. I know, but I like you, Laura, a lot. Maybe we could see each other carefully, in secret. My chest tightened. Part of me wanted to say no. Part of me, the lonely part, wanted to say yes. I whispered, maybe. The holiday ended too quickly. Soon I was back in Chicago, back in the lecture hall, chalk in hand. Ethan sat at the front as always, but something had changed. He didn't smile. He didn't linger after class. He kept his head down, eyes fixed on his notebook. Confused, I texted him one evening. Hi, Ethan, are you okay? Can we talk? No reply. Days passed. He avoided me completely. The knot in my stomach grew tighter. Then one afternoon, as I walked past the student cafe, I heard laughter. Ethan's voice rang out among his friends. I stopped just out of sight, listening. One of the boys said loudly, So, Ethan, was it true? Did you really hook up with Professor Bennett on that island? My heart stopped. Ethan laughed, proud and loud. Yeah, man. Easy. Won the bet. $100. She fell for it after a few drinks. Told you I could do it. The table erupted with laughter. His friends clapped him on the back. I stood frozen, my blood like ice. A bet, a dare, a game. Everything. The lingering looks, the smiles, the night under the moon. It was never real. It was never about me. My heart shattered. I stumbled away, my vision blurry. In that moment, I felt stupid, used, and unbearably small. I had risked everything. For what? For the cruel amusement of a boy. And that was the cold truth.